taken over the city of Minneapolis.
Minneapolis
I used to
has
call
fallen.
Minneapolis Little Somalia. Statement coming from the city's mayor, and I'll show you
Wow.
guys that clip in this video. But now that their takeover is complete and it's too late to stop it, they are no
That's
longer
scary.
hiding their true
Look at
intentions.
this.
As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah,
Make
make
sure
sure
you
you
guys watch to
subscribe.
the end because I have.
Look at this. This is the danger of migrants. What? Somalian people in Somalia. I'll read it for y'all. The success of Ion is the success, and that carries a heavy meaning to us.
The American left.
Wow, that's scary.
Obsession with multiculturalism and virtue signaling has created a situation where a sitting member of the United States.
Yeah, Minneapolis has definitely fallen, I'll say.
And no intention
No
of
appreciation for our country.
American life and giving back and contributing to their freedom.
No, they don't.
Because they don't see Americans as their countrymen. They are in Minneapolis city
Wow.
government, Minnesota
Minneapolis
state
has
government,
fallen.
United States.
Yikes. Federal government even? That's scary.
That takes American tax and direct it exclusively to the pockets of Somalis.
What?
Well, let's check out this disturbing next clip of the mayor of Minneapolis to the Somali population and declaring that Minneapolis, a once great American city, is now Somalian territory.
What?
Minneapolis. Tamaan, Sha'abka, Somalia, Kayimid, Mogadishu, Delaware, Hargeisa, Bosaso, Idabo, Kismayo, Wahan Rabah, in An Ibin Shego.
Shit, I seems to go there.
Magaladina, Wahad Kamid Tihin, Lath Dabarka. Magaladan Kal Igesa.
The left hates
Wow.
American values, American tradition, American history so much, and believe our destruction is so justified that they are happily aligning with people who publicly boast
That's
about their
insane.
allegiance being to a foreign
That's
nation
scary.
that plan to steal as much American tax money as possible to enrich themselves because their goal
That's
is
screwed up.
as and always leveraged liberal white guilt to get the mayor to submit to them. They must install one of their own to further cement Somali control within the state of Minnesota. We recently covered their stuff on screen as a quick reminder, but now,
What?
unsurprisingly, Omar is under investigation for
Good.
money laundering and corruption for introducing legislation in the Minnesota state government that would direct taxpayer funds to his wife's organization. Take a look.
What?
The 11 investigation into Minnesota's troubled housing stabilization program, already exposed for widespread fraud, now reveals an unexpected connection to candidate and state senator Omar Fatah.
We did discover something raising what a legal expert labels serious ethical concerns. Senator Omar Fateh's wife was a listed owner of a housing stabilization company, even as the senator and current Minneapolis mayoral candidate himself was pushing legislation to fast-track client approvals to the taxpayer funding program.
Senator Fateh, Senate File 2741.
A bill that will address a critical delay in access to housing stabilization services,
fuck?
also known as HSS.
It's March 24th, 2025, and Senator Omar Fateh is the sole author of a bill he says will speed up access for people to be approved for HSS. What was
What?
not known at the time was that Senator Fateh had an undisclosed tie to the HSS industry. Does this raise any red flags? It raises lots of red flags.
Yeah, no shit.
Political science professor David Schultz has taught ethics for 25 years. He says what raises red flags is that Senator Fateh's wife, Keltoon Mohammed, was a founder and owner of Community Development Services LLC, an HSS company. This is a situation where I think almost anybody
Human Service
schooled
Company.
in, I don't know, government ethics 101 would know that you can't introduce legislation
that benefits yourself.
This is the end
Wow.
goal of the liberal philosophy. Worth comes from
For
a
real.
competition amongst each other of who hates themselves the most. And the end result of this disturbing competition is the celebrating and pedestalizing of people who openly want to rob the American people for as
Disgusting.
much as they can he had to flee from.
For
Minnesota
real.
is plagued by the state's biggest city, but Democrats keep allowing it. In fact,
Wow,
they're encouraging
sick.
it in the name of white guilt and
What?
compassion and equity. They actually $100 million from the state of Minnesota
What?
that were meant for food programs to feed hungry children. That's how
That's
unscrupulous
sick.
they are. Take a look.
For another man charged in the Feeding Our Future meal fraud case, a man federal prosecutors say played a big role in funneling millions of dollars in taxpayer money out of the country.
This is why illegal immigration is dangerous.
Today.
The 74th person to be charged in the $300 million
Good.
Feeding Our Future meal fraud case, Ahmed Naji Sheikh, is the brother of one of the most notorious defendants, Abi Aziz Farah, who was recently sentenced to 28 years in prison.
Good.
Farah was convicted with a group of others of stealing $50 million of taxpayer money. Now his brother Sheikh is accused of helping him launder that money.
Now, in any normal country,
That's
this would
crazy.
cause actually want this. This
That's
is
sick.
the greatest form of social justice. And anyone else who dares to speak out against
And
intolerance
fascist and stupid other words that people can only keep repeating.
Did you for a foreign country?
Sickening.
Here she is going to a church and berating a bunch of white people for liking Charlie Kirk, a man who stood up for America instead of Somalia.
The hell? This shit's getting dangerous, y'all. What's that idiot?
It is despicable that church would allow her to do that. And what's
For
up
real.
with white liberals loving foreigners, telling them how evil they are for caring about their country? Ilhan Omar knows that their plan has succeeded. They have successfully beat the residents of Minnesota into ideological submission. Minnesotans, I guess, have just adopted the belief that their sole purpose in life is to serve the interests of Somalia. And Charlie Kirk, a man who stood up for America and American values, has to be characterized as an evil, awful person. And that's why Ilhan Omar goes on CNN, mocks Charlie Kirk's death, and says
What?
he belongs in the dustbin of history. Watch.
What I find jarring is that there's so many people willing to
Sick.
excuse the most reprehensible things that he said, that they agree with that,
This
that
is the
they're
bitch
willing
allowing to show
to
it.
have monuments for him, that they want to create a day to
Yeah, we do.
honor him, and that they want to
You gotta
produce
take your ass back to
resolutions in
Somalia.
the House of Congress, honoring his life and legacy. It is one thing to care about his life, because obviously so many people loved him, including his children and wife. But I am not going to sit here and
Yeah, because you want to put our country first, not
judge for
Somalia.
not wanting to honor any legacy this man has left behind. That should be in the dustbin of history, and we should hopefully
Nasty
move on
woman.
and forget the
It's an
hate that
evil,
he spewed
nasty
every
woman.
single day.
Ilhan Omar believes that she embodies true American values, which are socialism, a deep hatred of Western civilization, a scalding contempt
It's me shaking my head no.
for Christianity, an acquiescence and obeisance
Trump, man,
to
you
the
need to get
people of
ice
the
in
third world.
fucking
And
that
because
country.
Charlie Kirk got people to understand that maybe it isn't such a great idea to import people from the third world
For
who
real.
openly hate our country and are trying to destroy it. He's a bad, evil, racist man who belongs in the dustbin of history. Got it. She's upset that Charlie Kirk believed the American dream was for American people, not
This
the
is
people of
sick.
Somalia. Liberals in this country
Literally.
hate us, who told us desiring cultural unity was racist, who told us expecting people to assimilate into our culture was white supremacist.
Literally.
And now these
Thank
people
you.
have amassed political power in cities
Because the
throughout
idiot's like
America.
what I was
Here's the
recording
bonus
last
clip
night.
I promised you guys. A Muslim man in Dearborn, Michigan, a city,
Oh,
by
no.
the way, that put Arabic on the official police department badges, openly admits
What?
that their goal is an Islamic takeover of America and instituting Sharia law. Watch
What?
this.
We haven't done anywhere near enough. And the people here, I promise you, we do feel ashamed.
This
We
is
do
in
feel like we're
America?
not doing enough. We do feel like change
What's
needs
with
to
the
come.
mic?
This change must come. And in the form that it must come is that this empire, the American
No, it
empire,
must
has been hurting
not.
our people since the beginning. the imperial Western powers that have been hurting our people since the beginning, they must fall. And inshallah they will fall. And my message to the people of Gaza and the oppressed peoples across the world
This is
is that
Dearborn,
there are people
Michigan.
here, both young and old, who are going to be willing to fight and are willing to put their lives and everything they can
So
on
if
the
you guys
line
send
to
ice
bring
there
these
in Dearborn,
empires down,
Michigan,
because they must
get them
Their goal
get them
has
there
always
ASAP.
been the destruction of the West.
Yeah.
Look at all of Europe. European countries are now having a problem with Muslim areas of their cities being patrolled by private cars maintaining Sharia law, calling
What?
them Muslim areas where their rules, their laws have to be followed. And American
That's fucked
liberals
up.
aren't aligning with these people because they hold the same beliefs. The
That's
implication
insane.
that some cultures are incompatible with Western civilization was met with strict and harsh criticism and condemnation. You weren't allowed to
That's
say it.
dangerous.
You had to adopt the belief that Western culture was bad, that white people were bad, that our country's prosperity
This is
built by our
why people gotta wake
ancestors
up
is
quick.
actually the property of every single other person on planet Earth besides us. And even
This is why I
with their
support ICE.
brazen openness about wanting to destroy America, about having allegiance to Somalia, there is nothing we can do about it because these are legal citizens. They exploited
What?
the compassion and welcoming nature of America to infiltrate it from within and steal everything that they possibly can before they finally bring the country to its knees. And that's how you have a situation where the mayor of Minneapolis is now giving entire speeches in Somalian. Well, let me know what you guys think.
And he's
down in the
white as
comment section.
hell. You wanna watch the video, there's the name of it. And there's the guy. Like, subscribe, share, hit thumbs up. Minneapolis and Dearborn, Michigan have both fallen. That's scary, man. This is why I support ICE. Like, subscribe, share, thumbs up. Leave your comments below.